Welcome back, folks. We're going to go back into the welcome tour like I planned and like I promised before. Okay, when we last, good to see you again. We hope you enjoy your time with the Switch 2 welcome tour. So we last left ourselves having finished the quiz. Is there anything left to do in this area? Okay, I've done all that. Information Center is 81% complete. So what have I missed on this one? I'm not sure. I'll go back and talk to the Welcome Center. I missed... There's things I haven't done, apparently. As far as the medals, but I don't think I want to play that dodge the spike balls, catch the stars. I did go back into the survival mode until I got 30 seconds, but catching one of those stars, that is not something I'm going to do on stream because it will take me forever. The 30 seconds did, and I don't think that's fun for people to watch. Okay, I did that, and I got all those. So let's go back and talk to the information center. Let's see if there's something I've missed over here. Hi. Hi there. I can avert the camera controls. No, we don't want you to do that. No, we don't want to change them. Okay, come back anytime. So that's all you do. Oh, the lost items. What did that say? Moment. Sorry, I'm sneezing. Alright, sorry for that. I had a sneezing fit. The problem is when I sneeze like about 6 times. So, okay, so we need to find a lost item somewhere. Not sure where though. I don't see anything here. Pardon me, I'm a little bit stuffy now. Did the quizzes. I don't see anything. Maybe the plant? Can it be the plant? No, that's just these things again. Cancel this. Don't want to look at that. I was just talking to her. Okay, so the plant isn't it? So, maybe I find it in a different area. We can go to the second area now, so let's go to the second area. Because I don't see anything here. Certainly not a lost item. What happens if I go back down here? Can I go back down here? Change your appearance and, nah, don't change. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything lost. Lying around. Nope. Okay, let's move on then. We want to go to area B, which is over here? No? It's over there. That's right, I can run. Run, run, run. Okay, I can now go into here. Did you get all the steps at area A? Yes, I did. Look at that. Look, you got every last one. Good job. You can head on through. Area B up ahead can be a little slippery, so watch your step. Rude. Okay, so we're on the console area. Okay. Sliding. Whee. The X map is really handy, huh? You pick up any exhibits you visited before and zip right to it. The area's pretty big. It might be the best way to move around using the map. Okay. Whee. Okay, is there a thing here? My sixth sense, it speaks to me, saying there's a hidden stamp near here. Okay, I'm looking. Not seeing. Whee. I don't see one. Maybe I have to go down. Can I go down? I don't know if I can. We'll wait on that. Let's take a look around for... Whee! Oh, hi. I got one question wrong. Should I review the content? What about you? Whee! So you get clear medals for playing minigames and tech demos. The better you get at a minigame, the more medals you get. That really gets me pumped up. We are here to pump you up. Let's look along here. Oh, can I remember? Oh! Oh, look what I found. Speaker. Ka-chunk. Is there a thing here? Right along here. Let's talk to the kid. Hi. You can tilt R left and right to pan the camera as you walk around. It makes underwear stamps a whole lot easier. Fair enough. Ah, found it. Air intake. Lungs. My Switch 2 has lungs. And these two things are... I'm not going to get a thing for those. Oop, there we are. USB Type-C connector. Lower. So I don't get anything for these little ports down here. Well, poopies on you. I didn't want them. There should be another speaker. Oh. Air intake, lower right. Oh, that's right. Air intake. So I'm getting all the things along this side. Ooh. Hi. Huh? It's facing downward just a little. Ooh. And there's the right speaker. Boom. Okay, so that's everything on this side. Nothing here. Whee! Let's run along here. See if I find anything. Actually, see? I would think that the magnets are down there. I'm surprised it doesn't sit there and point that out. I wonder why not. I mean, that's a fairly important thing. What did you want to say? This place is kind of slippery, but it's also kind of fun. Let's give it a shot. Pow! Running along. Oop! What's this? Microphony. Oh, a microphony. And a phony at the mic. Okay, so I'll get all the things on this side. Run, run, run. Game card slot. So we're at the top of the Switch now. Do-do-do-do-do. Audio jack. You don't know jack. USB Type-C connector upper. The connector can be used to charge the console's battery, connect the camera, and more. Running. Running. Air vents. Do. That's the on button right there. No, brightness sensor. The on button's further along. Volume. There's the on button. Volume buttons. And then the first one will be the power switch. Power button. Okay, so there's 3 stamps that I'm missing. How'd you get down there? What a good idea. Ooh, a lift. Hi. Never thought we'd get to take a look around somewhere like this. I'm going to check out every inch of this place, corner to corner, top to bottom. Can I'm guessing this is where I'll find the magnets. There we go. Magneto. This mechanism attaches the Joy-Con to the console. Twink. Okay, so is there anything else around here? There'll be a magnet on the other side, but I think I might have missed something. Let's go back over this way. Whee! Oh, it's like skating. That button, the shoulder button. Did I miss the shoulder button? Oh, I guess not. Whee! Whee! Maybe there's the screen. I'm too old to be getting lost like this. My girlfriend's going to be upset if I don't correct our meeting spot on time. Oh, right, I can go straight there using the X map. That's nice, but when does it talk about... Isn't there a thing for the screen? This is his girlfriend. I think I might be a little lost. Oh, that's right. I forgot if you tilt odd down for a good look around. Yeah, can pull it back. Whee! I would have thought there'd been some kind of thing for the screen. So can I go down on this side now? Area L. No, that's locked. Whoops. Excuse me. I'm just sliding everywhere. There we go. Knew there had to be a lift on this side. And here's the magnet on this side. Magnetic connector right. Okay. Twink. What's this little green bit here? What's this? Oh, it's lost item. Okay, I found lost item. So I can take that back. So use the X map. Whoops, that is not the X map. X map. Why is it not giving me the map? Maybe I can't down here? Okay, so I'm missing one thing. I would think that it would be the screen. Maybe one of these people will tell me that there's a kiosk nearby. This minigame was so much fun with 2 people, and he's not even listening to me. I talked to him already, didn't I? Are we getting medals for minigames and tech demos? If you're going to hop to the last area to get some medals, you should use the X map. I'm trying to, but it's not letting me do the map. Why isn't it letting me do the map? Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me do the map. But the X button is not letting me do it. So I'm going to have to take the long way home. What's this? Oh, that goes to the controller. I already got that. There has to be something for just the screen. How can there not be something for the screen? Like right in the middle. Huh. That's the thing I can think of that I'm missing. Let's go back and turn this in since it won't let me use X map. I don't know why it won't let me. Wait, lost and found person. Here's the thing. Oh, things are turning the scene. I have a feeling that something's... Okay, so I have to find more. So that didn't count. I mean, so I'm still at 81%. Okay. So, what do I have to do at the information center? I've taken the quiz. I found another lost and found. Give it to newbie number 2, right? Yes, that's fine. I don't know why it won't let me... I don't get it. I'm not sure what it wants me to do. I am not sure what it wants me to do with this information center. Right, let's go see what kind of techie demos and things are over here. Whee! Oh, soccer ball. In this minigame, you need to spot the difference between the pairs of videos. The image shown on the screen when you play a game changes rapidly. We call that rate at which it changes the frame rate, which is measured in frames per second, or FPS. The higher the frame rate, the smoother the game will look. Nintendo Switch 2 can reach up to 120 frames per second. Can you tell the smoothness of 120 frames per second apart from other frame rates? Sure. Let's try. Please switch to tabletop mode or handheld mode or connect a 120 MHz compatible TV. You may need to adjust some settings on your TV. Okay. So it is in the tabletop mode. Do I have to go into... Okay. I guess we switch to handheld mode? Let's see what happens. Attach the Joy-Cons back because I thought I might have to do more mouse things. So I had them taken apart. Press right left on the controller. God, this thing is huge. Whoops. Oh, well, that kind of ruins things. So I can't. Can I use my controller? Alright. Okay, can I use this? Yes, I can use this. So it's still not going to let me. Okay. I've got a computer monitor that should be able to handle this, but I've got it set. I'm going to have to go into the Switch. So, let's see what happens here. Let's go down here. Settings. Display. TV resolution. 1080p, that's fine. Range. 100, let's turn on 120 Hz output. Okay, let's see if that works. Alright, now let's see if this works. Okay, there we go. Oops. There we go. Guess the frame rate. Requires stick and button controllers. Okay. Guess the frame rate. Guess the rate at which that the picture changes at. Question number 1. Look carefully. We play that one. I'm going to say 20. Okay. Next. Question number 2. Look carefully. I'm going to see what that was, 120. No? Really? Okay. I was bad. Let's try again. Okay, that one we know is 20. Okay, so we know that's 30. No? Oh, so it's crossing me up. Let's try again. Replay that. I'm going to say that's the 120. See, now that looks clear to me. So I'm going to say 120. Okay. Oh, geez. Try that again. I'm going to say 120. Okay. Question number 4. Look carefully. I'm going to say that's 60. Okay. Last one. Let's see if I can do this. Replay that. I'm going to say that's 60. Got it right. Yeah. Oh, question number 6. We're going to keep going. One more time. We're going to say 60 again. Got them all. There we go. Got it. So now, because that 120 thing is messing it up. Okay. My monitor should be able to handle this, but it's having issues. You can see how the soccer ball is having a little bit of a problem. You can tell the difference between 60 and 120 frames per second. Part 2 is available. I need 29 medals for that. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to set it back to 60 because that's... I thought my monitor was set for 120, but maybe it's set to only 60. So I don't really want to mess around with the monitor right now. So we're just going to go back, unless I have to do it again. Yep. Turn that off. And back we go. Oh, the ball is still Oh, it's the okay. It did that on its own. The ball is showing the difference between the frame rates. Okay, I thought that was my Switch slowing down. Okay, so I did that thing. What's this? Hello? That was such a pretty fireworks display. I am so down with HDR compatibility. They have fireworks? I need to see this. Okay. Hey, what's the fireworks? Nice, you already got 2 medals. Go, you! Then we can consider this demo. Boom! Open for business. You'll try out the HDR experience, won't you? Sure. HDR, which stands for High Dynamic Range, is a way of producing heaps of color and light. Explosions, nightscapes, all that good stuff should look nice and shiny on the screen. This particular HDR demo lets you experience fireworks. It should feel like they really pop. You see just how much the fireworks change by toggling HDR on or off. Oh yeah, I've been instructed to tell visitors that the brightness will depend on your TV's HDR capabilities. Oh, sure, let's try it. Into the secret booth. Okay. A&R to set off some fireworks. Come on. Boom. Boom. Toggle. Toggle? It won't toggle. Oh, maybe I have to launch them. Ah. So I have to toggle it while paused? There we go. Pretty. Oh, so I need to pause it. So I'm guessing SDR is standard. pause the fireworks 3 times. I have. See Nintendo Switch 2 light up the sky. Let's just launch tons of them. There we go. Fireworks everywhere! Boom! Very well done. I did the thing. That's actually very pretty. Okay, so let's pop out of this. That was fun. I made fireworks. Okay, so that one's done. Yay! Those fireworks went way up high, huh? Makes you feel a bit small in the grand scheme of things, doesn't it? You see the difference between HDR and on and HDR off now? Yes, I could. It was much smoother. Whee! Let's go, what are you? This might be a good chance to bring you getting a 4K compatible TV. I'll practice my pitch on the way home. I think that this monitor is 4K. I wasn't expecting a tech demo like this. I traveled a long way to get here and it's already worth the trip. Ooh, I could try the Super Mario Brothers demo here. The 4K image on the Switch 2 console right now is made up of lots of different pixels. Images on the older NES and Famicom had far fewer pixels than this. If you try to display each pixel from back then, with pixels on a modern 4K image, there's a massive difference. The game on screen ends up looking super small. One look at World 1 from the Super Mario Brothers tells you all you really need to know. Sure, let's try it. I guess my monitor isn't good enough? I thought it was? I might have to go into my settings. Let's see here. Display settings. What have we got? Brightness, color, scale and layout. Okay, so this is standard. Choose a refresh rate, 60. Can I go up to 120? It won't let... Wow, okay, it won't. To save power, Windows just refresh rate up to select rate above. Dynamic refresh rate isn't supported. Okay, so apparently my monitor is not capable of it. That's sad, I guess. So my monitor's not a 4K. So I can't do this one. Sadness. Okay, let's go somewhere else. Look, I'm on the Switch 2. I'm running on your Joy-Cons. I'm skating. I should talk to these people, see what they have to say. Oh, there it is. I knew there had to be one. The touchscreen. I knew there had to be one out here. Got it. And that opens the other Joy-Con, which is going to be kind of similar to the first one. No, stop that. I want to talk to him. Hi. This screen is gigantic. Okay, what about the people who are standing elsewhere? You. Looks like we got all the stamps here. Should we head to the next area? Let's do the minigames first and read the insights later. Alright, so I still got a tech demo that I need to do. Can't do 3. There's a 4 around here somewhere. There's a quiz, there's 4. I need 9. I think I've got 9. Yep, I've got 10. Looks like we got the 9 medals you need. Looks like someone's really been squirreling them away. Just a sec, I'll open the demo for you. So what is the demo? Now this isn't exactly a game, but do you know about all this noise reduction stuff? It's a feature on the microphone on the Nintendo Switch 2 console. It gets rid of just about all unwanted sounds, making it easier to hear people's voices. I guess that's why techies call it noise reduction. Go ahead and give it a test run. Turn on a vacuum cleaner or something. See what's made quieter. Oh, I don't think I could do that because it's very late. It's 12:30 in the morning. Noise reduction experience all sound with your voice vanishing. The problem is that I'm using a headset. Okay, let's see what it does here. The Nintendo Switch console microphone aims to reduce noise and leave only people's voices. Try speaking in a noisy environment. Maybe run a vacuum cleaner to make some noise. How about if I just do this? Can I? I'll just hit this thing. Okay. What can I do that's not going to be too loud? I wish I had something I could rattle. Something to rattle. Okay, let's try this. Say something into the microphone. I'm saying something into the microphone. Okay, put back your recording and check whether the noise has been reduced. Something into the microphone. I'm saying something into the microphone. That's horrible. But okay, that was simple enough. Well, the problem is that it's the Switch 2 microphone over there that's picking things up, and I'm not near it. Okay, so I can't do the Super Mario Brothers one. So how'd it go? The console removed the unwanted noise for you? Nothing was left but voices, right? Huh? You wanted my voice to disappear too? Huh, what a kidder. Okay, let's go and see the quizzy things. You can learn about the Nintendo Switch 2 console here. You'll learn about the particulars of the stand, such as why it's U-shaped. That interesting? Sure. Certainly, here are the stand insights. As you'll see, you only need to make one stop to read these. Oh, that's simple. Stand. There's a stand on the back of the console. You can use it to prop the console up. The angle that the console sits at can be adjusted freely. Starting from a fully closed position, the stand opens up to 150 degrees. You can fix it in place at any point within this range. Okay. Nintendo 2's console stand has a different shape from the Nintendo Switch consoles. The OLED model is pictured here. Well, I didn't have the OLED model. For Nintendo Switch 2, we've made it U-shaped and left more space in the middle. This allowed us to make the fan and battery bigger and add new antennae. As a result, the console is now able to perform more calculations. One more thing about this stand. It's made of aluminium alloy, which is very light and robust. It's about as light and robust as a material known as extra super duralumin, which is used in aeroplanes and spacecrafts. Ooh. But is it as good as transparent aluminum? Okay, so quiz time? Let's see what they do. If you read everything, then allow me to administer a short quiz. It's only 2 questions long. Sure. Stand. Question number 1. What is the shape of Nintendo Switch 2's console stand? U-shaped. Question number 2. The aluminium alloy used in the Switch 2 console stand is roughly light and robust as what other one? Duralumin. Excuse me? Wait, what? Wait, what? But isn't that what it said? The shape of the Nintendo 2 Switch console stand is U-shaped. So that one's correct. The aluminum alloy is as light and robust as other aluminum. Is it super duralumin? And? Wait. It's duralumin. It's duralumin. It's U-shaped. Yes, U-shaped. Oh, extra super is the answer. Okay. I thought that was just taking the piss. Okay, question number 1. Let's get this right this time. Okay. I thought the extra super thing was literally just a gag answer. Okay, quiz done. Yeah, with perfect accuracy once I read the thing a second time. Whoa, that's a lot of quizzes. Sumi. Hello, what's this quiz? Eek. You learn about the Nintendo Switch 2's console microphone here. You'll learn a lot of things like noise reduction, voice level balancing, and more. Sure. Here's Microphones Insights 1. Oof, there's a lot of them. Microphone and chip. The Nintendo Switch 2 console has a built-in microphone designed to improve the game chat experience. Aside from the microphone, the console also contains a chip which makes people's voices easier to hear. This is handy for when you want to chat as you play. Okay. As I slide all over the place. Noise reduction for games. The console's chip is designed to make voices easier for you to hear. One way it does so is reducing the noise around you. This is called noise reduction. Hey, who would have thought that reducing the noise around you is called noise reduction? They're so clever. The Nintendo Switch 2 console uses a form of noise reduction that's been customized for playing games. This noise reduction function doesn't just focus on spoken words, it's also designed to preserve mood and emotions. Take the sound of clapping. If you just wanted to convey words, the sound would be treated as noise and reduced. We've balanced it so that the clapping doesn't go away, letting you immerse in the vibrant, positive atmosphere. This form of noise reduction designed for playing games. Okay, if you insist. Noisy console sounds. The console's chip was designed to make voices easier for you to hear. Didn't we just do that? Oh, one way it does so is by reducing unwanted background noise, such as the sound of a vacuum cleaner. But that's not all. The Nintendo Switch 2's microphone also picks up sounds from the console itself. For example, it picks up the sound from the Nintendo Switch 2's console air vent. The air vent is positioned right next to the microphone, so it ends up being much louder than a person's voice. With the chip, this loud noise is completely erased. Oh, yeah, that's good. Also, it even removes the snapping noise that you hear when you attach the Joy-Con 2 controllers to the main body. It's been designed to reduce as much external noise as possible so that others can hear you. Bum, bum, bum. Erasing game sounds. The console's chip is designed to make voices easier for you to hear. One way it does so is by removing game sounds that the microphone picks up from the TV or from the console speakers. Note, this video is purely for reference. If it didn't do this, it would be hard to hear what's being said in game chat as people talk back and forth. That sounded like some new age music I heard recently. It can get noisy with all the overlapping sounds. Noise that gets re-amplified like this is called feedback. Note, this video is purely for reference. The chip does its best to remove these game sounds and prevent feedback. Although realistically, there can be all sorts of sounds coming out of a TV. These sounds can vary depending on the TV and the specific setup in your home. So removing them can be difficult. For that reason, game sounds are also sent to the chip. The chip selectively removes these sounds based on the sound quality and acoustics. Bum, bum, bum. Last one. Balancing voice levels. This console's chip is designed to make voices easier for you to hear. If some people are quieter than others in game chat, it might make them difficult to pick out. The chip automatically makes it so that each voice can be heard at roughly the same volume. In other words, it performs normalization. Of course, some people are naturally going to sound louder than others. Even more importantly, voice volume differs depending on the mode. In handheld mode, the console will be close to you, delivering sound straight to the microphone. In TV mode, however, the dock can be relatively far away, which means the mic may have trouble picking up sound. Whether someone's up close in handheld mode or sitting on the sofa far from the TV in TV mode, you'll be able to hear the people's voices at about the same volume. On top of that, even if there are several people in front of the TV all talking loudly, the chip takes account for their individual voices and balances out their volume. Okay. I see you read all the insights. Nice. Excuse me while I skip over here. Whee! Guess what? Quiz time! Let's try it and see if I can not bollocks it up this time. Microphony. And the phony with the mic. Which component designed by Game Chat is built into the Switch 2 console? It's called a tiny conversation partner. Question number 2. The Switch 2's console's built-in chip removes noises to make voices easier for you to hear, but one type of sound is not removed to provide more enjoyable experience. Which one? Well, if it didn't remove food binder noise, it would drive the cat nuts. The sound of one hand clapping. The chip that's designed to make voices easier to hear removes a buzzing sound from the Switch 2 console. Where does this noise come from? Angry bees. A fan. Question number 4. A chip in Nintendo Switch 2 consoles is designed to make voices easier for you to hear and remove sounds from speakers to avoid which phenomenon? Feedback. Payback. Question number 5. The chip in the Nintendo Switch 2 console that's designed to make voices easier for you to hear balances out which aspect of people talking in game chat? The volume of their voices. The size of their mouths. Oh, if that was only true. Please shrink that person's mouth. Done. Results? Perfect! Because I actually paid attention this time. Masterful, a flawless victory. I think you might know more about microphones than I do. Alright, so we've got another quiz over here. You can learn about Switch 2 game cards here. You can learn all about the Nintendo Switch 2 console's red game cards, the game card slot, and some other stuff. Is that a thing you'd be interested in? I'm always interested in stuff. Teach me the stuff. Reading data in a new way. If you take a peek inside the Nintendo Switch 2 game card, you see it's quite different from the Switch game card. Its data can be read in several ways. Assuming a buffer size of 4 megabytes, the read speed is about 5 times faster than that of a Nintendo Switch game card. However, some games may be doing more in the background than just loading, so it's not guaranteed to load around 5 times faster. Also, Nintendo Switch game cards have a higher total capacity than Nintendo Switch game cards, so the contents of these game cards are really quite different, unless they're a key card. Are we going to talk about key cards in this thing? More than different colors. There are 2 different colors of game card. Nintendo Switch game cards are black, while Nintendo 2 Switch game cards are red. Other than the colors, they look practically the same in terms of size and shape. Actually, wasn't my Mario Kart 8 cartridge red? Maybe not. I thought it was. There's actually one more difference. Nintendo Switch 2 game card has a distinct shape. When a game card is inserted into the game card slot, Nintendo Switch 2 console checks to see if the game card has this shape. This is how it tells the difference between Nintendo Switch 2 game cards and Nintendo Switch game cards. It changes the way it reads the data based on this. Okay. Scary, scary, scary. Game card slot. The Nintendo Switch 2 console has a game card slot. But it doesn't just take red Nintendo Switch 2 game cards, you can also insert the black Nintendo Switch game cards. So what does this mean? means that in addition to being able to play games that are exclusive to the Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch games too. Though certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Switch 2. You can play many different games on Switch 2. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. You've read all the insights? I'm so happy. Quiz time. Of course we're going to take a quiz. 3 questions. Question number 1. What do Switch 2 game cards have more of than Switch games cards? Capacity. Question number 2. What is the purpose of the Nintendo Switch game cards' distinct shape? Console uses it to determine the type of game card. Makes them harder to lose. Which kinds of game cards can be inserted into the Switch 2 console? All of the above. See, learning can be fun and educational. I can't believe you got all those questions right. You're a genius. Whoa, genius. Have I finally found out someone who cares about as much of the game cards as I do? Sorry. Excuse me. No. I'm doing it because the completionist in me said I had to. Are you enjoying the insights quizzes? It looks like you've taken quite a few. If you like, I can share another insight with you. Oh, sure. Would you like to hear one? Yeah. You can change the mouse sensitivity in the system settings. The level of sensitivity you choose will be reflected here in Nintendo 2 Welcome to it. So feel free to customize the cursor speed if it'll help with some of the mini games around here. Okay. Did I talk to you? Supposed to, yeah, I must have gotten lost. Oh, you're the other half. Where's that last quiz? Where's my last quiz? I want my last quiz. Suckable. Okay, did I do this quiz? Learn about this console screen here, so I haven't. You'll find out how clear and smooth the display is, as well as concepts like HDR, VRR, 120Hz, and more. Don't you think it's just fascinating? I'm here for the completions. 5 of them, huh? Crisp and detailed screen. If you could zoom in really close to the Nintendo 2 console screen, you'll see it's made up of lots of little dots. These dots are called pixels. There are 1,920 horizontally and 1,080 vertically to be precise. This is also called 1920 by 1080 resolution. That's 2.25 times the resolution of the Nintendo Switch. In fact, it's the highest resolution ever used on a Nintendo console. Hey, I've had every single one of those except for the Wii U. What a shame. As for the size of the pixels, they're the smallest of any console to date. Having the most pixels and the smallest pixels provides a crisper, more detailed screen. The screen is made up of all those pixels. Lots and lots. Bright light, bright light. Don't hold your Switch 2 around gremlins. You may have noticed already, but the Nintendo 2's console screen can emit some very bright light. You could also say the screen is HDR compatible. HDR here stands for High Dynamic Range. The Nintendo Switch console had approximately 16.77 million different types of light and color. Meanwhile, the Nintendo Switch 2 console can use hundreds of millions of different types of light and color. In games that support HDR, it's now possible to display bright, intense light. Here's a non-HDR image. And this is what happens when HDR is used. Actually, that looks worse. The non-HDR image, there's very little difference in the brightness between the most vivid parts of the explosion and the area around it. Meanwhile, the HDR image, the brighter areas can shine very brightly while the darker parts remain unchanged. Yeah, but don't worry. It's like it's blasting, it's like it's whiting out the screen or whatever they call it. We took care not to make it too bright. So you say. But it looked like it was blowing out the screen. Smooth movement. Nintendo Switch 2 console screen can change images at high speeds, up to 120 times per second in fact. So we can say the screen is 120 Hz compatible. The faster the picture changes, the smoother the movement will appear. The Nintendo Switch's console screen changes images up to 60 times per second. So a rate of 120 times per second will mean that the movement looks twice as smooth. The image shown is just an example, but for games that support 120 Hz, mouse movements will appear smoother. Using the right stick to look around will feel smoother, and scrolling the screen will look smoother. But that's not the only benefit of playing games that support 120 Hz. The world appears to you 1/120th of a second faster, which could give you an advantage during very intense gameplay. Cheat to win! Cheat to win! Why does it say a little tricky up there? It says a little tricky at the top. I wonder why. Less choppy. Challenging. Here's another thing about the Nintendo Switch 2's console screen. It can make games feel less choppy. You could also say the screen is VRR compatible. VRR is short for variable refresh rate. When you're playing a game and a lot of characters appear on the screen, wasn't that the thing about the GameCube is they showed 120 Marios on the screen at once? The frame rate can become choppy. Here's what's happening. It takes longer than normal to draw each picture. Because of this, the pictures aren't ready in time for when you're meant to be updated on the screen. So the image has been changing 60 times every second. Even a slight delay will skew the timing. Suddenly the pictures would update at half the rate, only 30 times per second. You can see why a game might feel choppy. So in games that support VRR, the update rate can be changed on the fly to match the image completion rate. If it takes a little longer to draw the image, the update rate can be changed to 55 times per second. This is better than suddenly dropping to half the rate, so it's less likely to feel choppy. This all means that some players find VRR compatible games comfortable to play. Note, this video is purely for reference. Okay, scary. Touchscreen. The Nintendo Switch 2 console screen does more than just display images. It's also a touchscreen that you can use with your fingers. Ew, your dirty fingers. Don't know where your fingers have been? It's designed to recognize where you touch the screen. When you are touching with two fingers, it can tell if your fingers are close together or farther apart. This might be familiar already. Yes, pretty much everyone with a cell phone knows that. But there's a little more to this. Nintendo Switch 2's console's touchscreen can tell the position of up to 10 fingers at a time. To quote the church lady, well, isn't that special? Right. Great, you read all the insights, so it's quiz time. Ew. What better way to commemorate your learning than with a quiz? Let's go. How many quizzes to questions? We got 5 questions. Let's see if I can mess them up. Question number 1. The Nintendo Switch 2 console screen is made up of tiny bits. What are they called? Capsules and pickles. I so want to choose pickles. I love that they put a goof answer on each one of these. What can the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen display by enabling HDR? Pixel art. Bright light. Question number 3. What is the maximum number of times the Nintendo Switch 2 console screen can change from one picture to another in the space of 1 second? Why, that would be 120, Alex. What is 120? What feature of the Nintendo Switch 2 console compatible with in order to make the screen feel less choppy? VIP. And finally, how many points can be tracked by the Nintendo Switch 2 console's touchscreen at the same time? 10. Results? Perfect! A perfect score. That was as smooth can be. You're clearly taking all the lessons about the console screen. Okay, so I've got one more somewhere, right? Yeah, I've got one more, it looks like. So I'm 75 complete. So I'm... Oh, the 81% information center has nothing to do with the actual information place. It's just that section, Section A. And I can't complete the rest of it because I have to open up more of the medals. Okay, I've been stupid. See, the problem is that I can't play some of those games. Like the Mario Brothers one. Okay. So I need to find one more quizzy quiz. Let's pull out. Way over... No, I've done that one. Over in the far corner. far corner. Here we go. Oh, that looks like a fun game. It looks like it's... Oh, that's probably going to need the touch screen. And I'm not going to be able to broadcast that one because it'll mean pulling it out of the dock. So we may not be able to do that one. You can learn about the Nintendo Switch 2 console speakers here. You discover how they make sounds, their inner workings, and more. Sure. I'm going to hit you with the console speaker insights. Hit me, baby, one more time. Tightly sealed box. The Nintendo Switch 2 speaker parts haven't actually changed. They're the same speaker parts that were used in this Nintendo Switch OLED model, but they function a little better on the Switch 2 console. They produce better sound. This is because the speaker parts are replaced in a box. Make sure that all the sides of the box were tightly sealed except for the front. If there's a gap where the sound can leak out, it may cancel out the sound from the front or it may come out muffled. The sound may be distorted and not come out as intended. Even though the console uses the same speaker parts as before, the tightly sealed gaps around them make the sounds come out more accurately. They're sealed in a box. They're sealed in a tiny box. The box is cushioned. If you look at the box containing the Nintendo Switch 2 speaker parts, you'll see there are spongy cushions attached to the top and bottom. They firmly sandwich the box. Because of this, other parts won't shake around along with the box. If the other parts would end up shaking, the sound would get muddied and wouldn't come out as intended. We have cushions for the pushings of the vibrations. And finally, playing data accurate sounds. The speakers are parts that turn sound data into sound. But when that sound enters your ears, for various reasons it doesn't sound exactly like the original data. Yeah, it's like my voice. I hate the sound of my voice when I record it, because it never sounds like my voice. On the Nintendo 2 console, in order to make the sound close to the original data, we edit the sound that's played through the speaker. See, that's the thing with digital sound, because every sound is digital, whether your phone, whether you're recording, whatever like that. It's not actually what you're saying. It's a computer approximation of your voice and how it thinks you sound. So that's why a lot of people truthfully say, I never sound like myself when I talk on the phone. Because it's not actually, see, on the old handsets with the rotary dials, that was analog, so you actually heard the sound vibrations over the electrical wires, whatever. That's an analog sound, that's actually your voice. But with everything digital these days, you don't hear your voice. You hear a computer approximation of your voice. We record and analyze the sound of the speakers, and calculated how to edit the sound in advance. Nintendo Switch 2 has a faster computer. As such, it's able to process sounds at high quality. By the way, the Nintendo Switch 2 speakers are designed to fit as tightly as possible inside the console. Because of this, they actually slope diagonally down a little. But by editing the sound, we managed to make it sound as if the speakers are facing forward. Ooh. Sweet! You read all the insights. Yeah, that's why I hate how I sound on recordings and on phones. And on these kind of videos, because I don't sound like me. I'm a computer approximation of me. I hope you won't mind if we serve you up a little quiz, so go for it. 3 questions. Volume 1. It's filled with water. What is this box that houses the speakers inside of the Nintendo Switch 2 console that helps it produce sound as accurately as possible? It's filled with water. Made out of rubber, it's punched with tiny holes. It's tightly sealed on all sides but the front. Question number 2. The box that houses the speakers in the Nintendo Switch 2 console is sandwiched by which objects? Clothespins. Cushions. Thin slices of bread. Oi. Someone had a lock with these things. In which direction do the speakers inside the Nintendo Switch 2 console point? Diagonally downward. We are done. Results, check. Check. Perfect score. Whoa, you got all the answers right. Give it up for our rising star. You're like a pro at speaker trivia. And that finishes that up. Okay, what's this? I love the lens, so I'm just focusing on reading all the insights. Okay, so So use your medals to unlock minigames. Interesting. I have a feeling this is going to be one that I'm going to have to do off-stream because it requires a touch screen. Wow, you bagged 7 medals already. Way to go. That means it's time for the grand opening. Are you ready for a minigame of your life? On the Nintendo 2 console, you can touch up to 10 points simultaneously with your fingers. So we made this minigame up where you have to touch 10 different places using touch controls. You gotta put your fingers on the indicated colors one after another. Oh, so it's like Simon. Once you place a finger, you're not allowed to move it or take it off the touch screen. It's kind of a strategy game, I guess. Gotta think about which finger you want to use next. If it's too difficult for you, you might want to bring in a second player to give you a little help. I can't right now because I said that's touch screen. And that's not going to help. Have we done everything here then? Okay, yeah. I can't do that one, and I can't... So I can't do... So there's 2 others. What others are there? I've been to those. Where are the other minigames? I only see 2 minigames. I don't see any other minigames. Oh, because I haven't unlocked them. They're the more difficult ones. Alright, so I can't do any of those. Got all that. Yep. Okay, we move on then. So, where was the next one? Over there. Whee! So going to the next. Wait. This is where we were. We have to go to the other one. Oops, sorry. Ooh, do we want to take... Let's go play with the Pro Controller. I want to see the Pro Controller. What's she got to say? Tremble as I handed the controllers back. That sounds naughty to me. Hi. Sorry, you can't go through here yet. Oh. Come back after you found a good look around Area H. Oh, so that's Area I. Ah, so it's not free range. It's not an open world. It's very definitely on rails. Oh, no, I don't want to go in there. Ah, bump. She's a menace, I tell you. She's a menace. Okay, so... Yep, Area C unlocked. Did you get the stamps in Area B? Yes, I did. Ta-da! I got every last one. Way to go. You can head on through. Oh, and if you feel like revisiting any location, press an exhibit on the X map and press A. Oh! You'll be taken right there. It's pretty handy, so take advantage of it. Oh, okay, so if I do that, I can go to any of these exhibits. Okay. Oh, I see. So I can go to any of these and press A and I'll go there. Got it. Okay, so that's how that works. Hello, little directional controller. We have Joy-Con right. What do you have to say? I collected the stamps, so I'm going to the next area. Mom, you can play mini-games. Look, Mom, mini-games. It's the plus button. Choink. It's the X button. I want to push the boutons, but I can't get on top of the boutons. It's the A button. It is the B button. It is the Y button. Choink. Okay, so now I have to figure out which side this thing is on. Oops, there it is. The right stick. Chomp. Okay, so we have the home button. It's the home button. And the funny seat button. Is this the new button? Yes, it is. That's the chat button. You can press this button to access game chat. I'm half tempted to see what would happen if I used that when I streamed. But then I can't get the picture unless I have it in the dock, so... I don't know how useful the game chat's going to be for me unless I'm doing it in handheld mode. But I don't know. I guess I could do it. I just wouldn't have to use a headset. I could just unplug the headset and everything and just put the dock up somewhere where I can talk into it. That's kind of meh. And you can't really, I mean, that's fine if you're playing and not streaming, or recording, but it doesn't help me now. The Rumble Pack is a blast from the past. I think it really added a jolt to my gameplay experience. I'm glad for you. Is there anything along the top here? We're running over there. Run, 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 run. Oh, I can go down. Just make sure there's nothing here. Oh, there is something here. The ZR button. Lots of buttons. Anything else? Oh, there's a thing there. Oh, there's another thing here. The R button. Okay. So I can go down and get another lost object. Someone lost their glasses. Okay, so that's area E. I need to find more notes. So that will be down over here. We have the sync button. Chunky. And the magnetic connector. What do you got to say? This is the only LED that's lit up. I can't help but stare at it. You're strange. Player LED. I got a perfect score. Impressive, right? Yeah, I'm good at quizzes. Yeah, but your kid's like mesmerized by the green button. You really should go and take him away before he like turns into a weirdo. Like me. SR button? Oh, I forgot the magnetic thingy. What's it? Oh, the mousey thing. The mouse sensor. Big chunk. And a little mouse pad. Ooh. The release button. And the mouse footy. Okay, so I'm missing two. Are they at the other end? Eek. I do believe they are. At least one of them is. The SL button. And there should be the other mouse button. The mouse footy. Okay, so I'm missing one. Okay, I can talk to him. What have I missed? I got everything on this. Must be something up top. What did I miss up here? What have I missed? I got all those boutons. I got that. I don't think there's anything here. Got all that. I don't see anything. What have I missed? I'm not sure. Oh, stop it. I'm not sure what I've missed. Is there something in the middle? Oh, there. NFC touch point? What is that? Oh, you can scan an amiibo by holding it here. I don't own any amiibos, so that's why I had no clue. And that now opens up Area D. Ooh, I can do something secret. I can go inside. Now that looks like it'll be fun. This looks like I might have to, again, do off screen because it looks like I'm going to have to play around with the Switch itself, the stand. Yeah. Okay, I won't be able to do that one, but I'll unlock it. You need 1 medal to play this game. It looks like you've got it. If I get this thing up, and here's guess the angle, including hints. Oh, so maybe not. You know what a 30-degree angle looks like? It can stand set freely within a range of angles. So we made this minigame to test how precisely you measure those angles. First you set the stand on the angle shown on the screen. Then you get to find out just how accurate you are with your measurement. Do I actually do that with the screen, with the real one? Let's see if it lets me. No, tabletop mode or handheld mode. No, can't do it. How about you? What can you do? So you got at least 4 medals. Speed maze long walls. Oh, really? Got the hang of the mouse control? Oh god, more mouse controls. Yep, they let you zip all over the place pretty slick. Try not to hit the electric walls. Move quickly but carefully and get it in the hole. Reaching the goal is pretty tough and getting the clear medal is even tougher. Okay, so I'm going to have to get the mices back. So it's going to want to know which controllers I want to use. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, we have the mice moving. Speed maze, long walls. Okay. So this is a timer. Try to turn the middle without touching the sides. Whoops. Okay, I see what I'm doing now. Whoops. Wow. Wait, I'm supposed to do this in 2.5 seconds. Are you serious? Okay, I'm having issues with these things. It's like going down. Let's try doing it on my leg. Nope. This is going to be awkward because I'm trying to do this on my desktop. Wow. Crunch. Oh, wow. See, I don't know, but I don't know about the mouse controls on this thing. They don't seem very accurate. I always am constantly over... Yeah, see, it's real weird. Wow. Yeah, 2.5 seconds. There's no effing way. Zoink. Even doing this in 5 seconds is going to be a pain. See, I mean, I'm turning it, but it just goes down instead of looping back. It always goes too far. Now, I'm wondering if that's just a delay because I'm recording this. I'm wondering if it's just a delay from the capture card. Oh, poops. Yeah, I think it's the delay from the capture card. I might have to do this on my own. When I'm not recording. I'll try a few more times and then we're just going to move on. Oh, jeebity Christmas. Yeah, I can't do this. I think it's just the delay between the capture card. I'm moving downwards and it just goes into the wall. And it doesn't help that I'm holding the mice at an angle instead of straight. I might have to stand up and do this. So I'm standing straight up, but now I can't see the screen. This is going to be bad. No, I can't do this from my current position. Yeah, okay. We're giving up on that one. Yeah, sorry. That's not gonna work. See, I told Vera this when I was in her stream. The mouse controls have potential, but right now, I don't like them. I find them, as much as they say how accurate they are, when I've used them, I don't find them accurate at all. Now, again, that might be because I am streaming through an external capture card. So maybe the delay is enough that it's messing with me. I'll try doing it just with the Switch on its own. I'll pop it up on my desk and just watch the Switch itself. But I also, because I'm doing it on the desk, I have my arms stretched out in front of me, and it's very awkward to hold my wrists. I basically have to hold my wrist pointed outwards, my hands pointed outwards, to keep it straight. Otherwise, the mouse is held at an angle if I keep my hand straight. So I have to have my hand bent outwards at an angle to keep the mouse straight. And that's awkward, because I sit a little bit lower than my desktop. So yeah, that's not something we're going to be able to do, because just the delay is just not working. Okay, get in your little home. Go to your home. That's your home. Okay, we're going back to the Pro Controller. Okay, we can't do either of those games. Let's go and see what number 5 is over here. Oh, I gotta go down. Actually, it's getting rather late. Oh goodness, it's 1:30 in the morning. We're going to actually call it there. Streamed a little bit longer this time. About an hour and 20. Well, let's go and see what number 5 is first. We'll do that. We'll try to go for an hour and a half. That doesn't make a sound when the volume is muted. It's so strange. I want another go. Okay. I know what you're thinking. This isn't a game, it's a tech demo. And you're right, but give it a try. You'll get to hear sounds that the Joy-Con 2 controllers can make. Now, as the name implies, HD Rumble 2 creates rumble. But it's more than vibrations, it can actually make its own sounds, even without any speakers. You might want to lower your system volume and mute your TV if you want to give it a shot. So I'm going to have to immediately disconnect those Joy-Cons from the thing again. Let me guess, it's going to ask me to use the Joy-Cons. Yep. And I just disconnected them, so now I have to redo that again. Okay. Let's start. Okay, got it. Experience Rumble as a sound. Nintendo Switch 2 Systems HD Rumble 2 can produce sound. Here you'll experience firsthand how these vibrations turn into sound. Please mute the TV. Well, I got my headset on, should be fine. That's a pretty strong rumble, right? Well, it's about to get stronger. Well, it actually seemed lighter. Now the rumble is going to get a bit more subtle, bit by bit. Yeah? Beep! What was that? It's almost like an actual sound. I don't know if you can hear it. Bloop! The sound should be getting clearer now. Oh, this sounds familiar. Yeah, it's the Mario coin. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, so now what? Okay, I get it. It's a coin. Congratulations, you got a 1-up. How is that? HD Rumble 2 can produce a much greater range of rumble. Go ahead and experiment with sounds. Play the coin sound effect. When you're done playing, don't forget set the volume back to how it was. Okay, so... Okay. I'm not sure what the point of that is. Okay, the Joy-Cons can make little sounds. Okay. I guess. I'm not sure what they aim to do with that. Oh wow, that's the only thing here? That's the only demo? Ah, the sweet sound of coins. You got that sound from the Rumble, right? It gets me every time. So that's it. That's all? Okay. Let's take a quiz. There's more than the magnetic connectors than just strong magnets, you know. For instance, there's a tiny gap between the console and the Joy-Con too. What do you say? Sure, I'm interested. Magnetic connector insights 2. Why attach with the buttons? When the Joy-Con 2 controller is connected to the Nintendo Switch 2 console, the magnets of the console's main body attract the SL and SR buttons. There are a couple of reasons for this. For one, it makes the Joy-Con 2 controllers more difficult to detach. The SL and SR buttons pop out ever so slightly when they're being pulled in by the magnets. Ah. This helps them attach snugly to the magnets. The SL, SR buttons have room to move a little in multiple directions. This makes it more difficult to detach even if you try to wiggle them around. Ah. Okay. More secure. The maggots are thinly covered. Did I just call them maggots? I'm getting tired. The Nintendo Switch 2 console has hidden openings on it, like this one here. This gives the magnets room to stick out. The openings... Oh! You pulled the thing off. The openings are covered with a sheet of material that's about 0.2 millimeters thick. The closer a magnet is to what it's attracted to, the stronger the force. That's why each one is covered with such a thin sheet. Okay. Why the gap? Mind the gap! If you look closely where the Joy-Con 2 controller is attached to the console, you'll notice there's a very narrow gap. That's actually a very important reason for this gap. It makes it harder to detach the Joy-Con 2. Without this gap, if you tried to twist the Joy-Con 2 controllers, the principle of leverage would make it easier to detach. Even the tiniest gaps is there for a reason. Okay. The magnetic connectors stay strong. These connectors on the Nintendo Switch 2 console connect the Joy-Con 2 controllers to the console. You may think they look a little flimsy at first, but you can rest assured that the connectors have been designed to be safely used for a long time. First of all, click. The colored parts of the Joy-Con 2 controllers are slopped firmly into the console. Click. While the connectors on the console and the controllers loosely attach, there's still enough to connect them, however. As a result, even if you twist the Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to the console, force will first be applied to the color parts of the console. This makes it difficult to apply force to the actual connectors. Video shown is for illustrated purposes only. What's more, even if you do forcefully twist the Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to the console, there's actually a little leeway for the connectors to move around. Since the connectors move in the direction they're twisted, it's harder to apply force to them. Video is shown for illustrative purposes only. Please do not do this at home. You've read it all? Nice! Let's go get our quiz. Yep, let's take the quizzy quiz. Magnetic Insights. Number 2. 4 questions. Question number 1. What happens to the SLSR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 controllers when they're attached to the Nintendo Switch console? They stick out a bit. They go poop. Question number 2. Roughly how thin are the sheets of material that cover the magnets in the Nintendo Switch 2 console? That would be 0.2 millimeters. Question number 3. The gap between the console and the Joy-Con 2 controllers affects the controls in what way? They become harder to detach. And they become a little heavier. In what way is this connector on the console fitted? Loosely. Hang on loosely. Was it? Hold on loosely. Perfect score. You got them all right. Color me impressed. It feels good to know a little about magnetic connectors, doesn't it? Suppose. Quizzy time over here. Do you know HD Rumble 2 can... Oh, I thought we did this one. Can produce its own sounds. Here you can learn about the Nintendo's history with Controller Rumble. Yeah, I'm a bit tired. More Rumble insights. Various vibrations. The Nintendo Switch 2 System's HD Rumble 2 feature is pretty versatile. It can produce various vibration patterns. The number of vibrations per second can be adjusted in a short amount of time, so the patterns can be complex. The Nintendo Switch System's HD Rumble was limited in the vibrations it could handle, but with HD Rumble 2, all sorts of vibration patterns are possible. It can also reproduce realistic sensations. That could mean a lot of things, only some of them printable in public. Responsive Rumble. One aspect of the Nintendo Switch 2 System's HD Rumble 2 feature is that it's very responsive. As soon as the game sends out a signal to initiate Rumble, the high intensity of Rumble can be reached in an instant. The response time was much quicker with the motor than with the motor, which creates Rumble by spinning a weight. Okay. It's also several times faster than the Nintendo Switch's system's HD Rumble feature. Receiving quick feedback from the Rumble feature like this can be pretty satisfying. Yeah. We're not going to talk about how satisfying that vibration can be. Just not going to go there. Rumble with sound. The Nintendo Switch 2 System's HD Rumble 2 can do more than create vibrations. It can also create sounds, like coins. This is possible because speakers in the HD Rumble 2 feature operate in similar ways. Speakers produce sound by vibrating a soft plate. HD Rumble 2 produces sound by vibrating a weight, which causes the Joy-Con 2 to vibrate in turn. The Nintendo Switch Joy-Con makes sounds too, but the volume and clarity have been improved here. Yeah, you can make coin sounds in 1-ups. I'm still not sure what they think that's going to be useful for. Nintendo and Rumble 1. Nintendo's been making controllers with Rumble for a long time. Can anyone name the first one that had Rumble? It also had another first, and that was the Nintendo 64 controller. Not only could it do Rumble, but it also was the first to have an analog joystick, which PlayStation then proceeded to copy. And so did everybody else from then on. But Nintendo was the first with the Nintendo 64 controller. See, there we go. 1997 Nintendo 64 Rumble Pack. I think they also made one for the Game Boy Advance, because I think I have that. 2001 GameCube controller. The Wii Remote. The Wii U Gamepad. One of the two systems I never got from Nintendo was the Wii U. The other one was the Virtual Boy. The Joy-Con for the Switch. And the Oh, I've actually got that. The Pokeball Plus. You use that to play Pokemon Go. The Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. We've been adding Rumble to controllers and accessories for a long time in order to enhance players' gaming experience. Okay, let's see what happens. Thanks for reading through them all. Your quiz is ready. Should be a breeze now that you've read all that. Sure, let's do it. Insights Quiz. Rumble 2, Volume 2. Question number 1. Which of the following has been newly introduced with the HD Rumble 2 feature? Glow sync to the room. Very complex vibrations. Question number 2. Of the HD Rumble and HD Rumble 2 features, which is more responsive? HD Rumble 2. Question number 3. The HD Rumble 2 feature produces sounds by shaking what exactly? The Joy-Con 2 controllers. The very foundations of our understanding. Someone really had fun with this. Since when has Nintendo been making controllers with Rumble? Since the Nintendo 64. Done. Check mark. Perfect. I think there's one more. Perfect score, amazing work. It feels good to be a little more familiar with HD Rumble 2, huh? Yeah, it looks like I've got one more. Don't want to do that. We'll go ahead and do that and call it a night. Fancy meeting you here. Thanks for taking the time to read so many of our insights. Okay, did you want to say anything else? Here's the detail in case you weren't already aware. If you go to the system settings via the home menu, you'll find a variety of accessibility options. Text size, bold text, high contrast text-to-speech, and more, including the option to change speech to text during game chat. You can adjust all these settings however you like, so be sure to give them a look. Right, so I need to find one last quiz. Should be over here somewhere. Oh, it's down there. Pretty sure I gotta go down. Run, 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 run. Whee! Bump. Out of the way, kid. Hi. Learn a little something about the mouse sensor. Here you can learn about how the mouse sensor lenses are customized, Nintendo's mice of the past, and a few more interesting little factoids. Sure. There's mouse sensor insights too. That's a lot. Invisible light. The mouse sensor doesn't just have a camera. It also has a light. The invisible light, known as infrared light, is used to illuminate surfaces such as a table or your lap. Fun fact about this invisible light: it may become visible when viewed through a smartphone camera. Really? Okay, that is a fun fact. Custom lens. Normally a mouse's camera focuses so it can clearly reflect the immediate area. However, this is not the case with the Joy-Con 2. This is because the height of the Joy-Con 2 changes slightly depending if the strap is attached or not. This is enough to blur the focus, preventing the camera from capturing the surface clearly. So in order to focus with or without a strap, it includes a custom lens. Oh, okay. Small sheets. Do we give a sheet? Here on the Joy-Con 2 controllers, we applied 2 small sheets. These sheets are called mouse feet. The mouse feet made the Joy-Con 2 easier to slide around. Okay. Mice toes. Suddenly, it's a mouse. The Joy-Con 2 controller can function like a mouse when you stand it on a surface such as a desk. It reverts back to the typical controller when you pick it up. You can experience this in games that support mouse controls. The console analyzes the data from the mouse sensors in an accelerometer. It uses this data to check whether the Joy-Con 2 controller has been placed on the surface or if it's being held in the air. The home menu supports mouse controls, so you can give it a try there. Okay. Nintendo and mice. Long ago, Nintendo used to sell its own mice. This is the Super NES mouse in 1992. And a Nintendo 64 mouse exclusive to Japan in 1999. Incidentally, the mice of old used a ball which rolled around inside. Oh yes, I remember those. You used to have to take the ball out and clean it because it would get grit and dirt, and if you had a pet, you'd get hair in there. And if you see, I don't know if I can I do a mouse cursor on here? I can't do a mouse, it's not letting me do a mouse cursor. If you can see inside where the mouse ball is, there's like a little horizontal bar on the top, and you can't really see it, but on the right side there's also another horizontal bar. Those are little roller balls, and that's what the ball you'd put it in, that's what they would roll against to give the mouse its XY axes. Old school technology, long before lasers. Nowadays mice are far easier to use. There's no need to roll balls all over the place. Yes, I used to have to clean out the mice. You have to clean your mouse's balls. Make of that what you will. Quiz time. Insights quiz. 5 questions. Mousy Volume 2. Question number 1. Mouse sensors not only use the camera, but also one of the following. Infrared light. Question number 2. A certain part of the mouse sensor has been customized to be different from the standard mouse. Which of the following parts is it? The lens. the film reel. The privacy shutter. I love it. Question number 3. What is the function of the 2 small sheets on the Joy-Con 2? To help it slide better. To prevent stunt. To help it slide better. Question number 4. Oh, so now I'm suddenly got mouse control. You can use the Joy-Con 2 as a mouse input by pressing it on a surface. How do you change it back to a regular controller? You simply lift it up. Say, change back please into the console microphone, or ask a friend for help. Change back! Change! I'd like to talk to human, please. What year did Nintendo release its very first Mousy? That was 1992, I think it said. That might be wrong. Might be 96? I thought it was 92. Yep, it was. Congratulations, you got them all right. I'm glad I could play a role in your mouse sensor education. There we go. All done. Yes, yes. Okay, so we've got all the stamps. We've done that. Those I'm going to have to do off camera. We've got all that, and we've got 75% completion. So we are going to leave it there. We can now go into section D. I'm going to get myself up to where the games are so I can play those. But yeah, the touchscreen game from the other one. In fact, why don't I go back to the touchscreen game, because I want to do that one first. I'm going to have to do those off camera because I can't have it in the dock to do those. Oh, sorry, so sorry. That came out of nowhere. I'm talking too much and I haven't drunk anything. Okay, I'm going to leave myself here. And I'm going to mute the mic because I feel a cough coming on again. Right, sorry about that. In any case, we're going to leave it here. And, well, I went a little bit farther than the hour and a half, but not by much. But now we've completed the 2 Joy-Cons, well, for the most part, the 2 Joy-Cons and the main thing. Then we get to go inside the Joy-Cons, apparently, for a Part D. So we'll do that maybe next time. And I'll do these touchscreen and stand games and all that stuff off-screen. In any case, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm actually having fun with this. And it's already provided over 2 hours of entertainment, which is almost as long as a movie, and the movie is much more expensive. Plus, I've still got lots of stuff I can do. And there's a lot more to go. I mean, we've got up to World I, that's the Pro Controller. We've not even gotten into D yet, so this is actually a rather extensive little thing. In any case, I will see you next time, whether it be Mario Kart or some more of this. See you then.